Ravencroft Institute for the Criminally Insane, issue 1, written by Frank Terry. We had all the one-shots. The one-shots were great. The Captain America and the Vampire, Wolverine, Saber Tooth. Just a lot. The one-shots were great. And now we got the actual series. Let's dive in. Welcome back to Long Box Diving, where we explore comics and story arcs pulled from the long box. Now we have Ravencroft Institute for the Criminally Insane, issue number 1, written by Frank Terry. The art by Angel Unzunta. I am horrible with names. Now, the one-shots were great. The Captain America vs. Vampire, really good. They had present and the past. They had the beginning Ravencroft, where with after the Carnage thing, it destroyed the Institute. They found the journal of the original founder of the place. We found out that Essex had worked there, that Sabretooth had worked there, that Wolverine had been an inmate or a person there, thinking he was the Knickerbocker killer, something like that, kind of like the Jack the Ripper of the United States. But that was actually Sabretooth. And a lot of stuff has happened. And now we have this book starting off the new series called Ravencroft, the Institute of the Criminally Insane. It is a Lovecraftian meets horror, meets traditional horror, meets all these different things. And it is really, really pretty good. All right. So, and the art is really good too. Probably high mid tier for me. It's pretty solid. There's it's not super dynamic that I saw, but it was good. So we start out, the Institute's been rebuilt. They brought in Misty Knight to help run it. She actually works for another secret organization that for some reason has something to do with John, the werewolf by night, and they're investigating him, and she's an agent of this institute or this group, and they want her to figure out what the Kingpin's doing with it, what's going on here. Why is the Kingpin so invested in this institute? Then we get, it was cool because now she's actually, now Misty Knight, she's a cop, became Heroes for Hire, was all this kind of stuff, but I never knew her to be a counselor. But now we've got her sitting doing counseling sessions. That's odd for me. So here she is doing counseling sessions with criminals. Now, I don't know why. I don't know what makes her qualified to do that, but hey, she's doing it. Now, this dude, his name is Freak, and the guy's a freak. He's trying to, all right, what happened to me is my body exploded, my arm landed way over here, and you'll never believe, and my spleen was found in Jersey, and you'll never believe where my large intestine ended up. And they're like, yeah, we really don't want to know about it. And then we got Norman Osborn, or Harry Osborn, that shows up. So now we've got a guy who is, we know, not a good guy, right? He did a lot of, he was a goblin. He came back and ran the initiative. He was part of the New Warriors with penance and all this kind of stuff, and he was doing a lot of shady stuff. So now he's somehow involved with the Institute. Now, if you look, there he is, right? All the different carnations of Harry Osborn there. Norman Osborn. So all these different carnations of Norman Osborn, with him being the Carnage Red Goblin, all this kind of stuff, right? But he says, so, and I'm telling you, whatever you know or you think you know, it is irrelevant. I am here for you next session, and honestly, there's nothing you can do about it. So he's somehow involved in this. We don't know how. Now the Kingpin's up there, and the Kingpin is introducing, okay, we set up the Ravencroft Institute, and we are blah, 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 everything's great. And he uses John Jameson, to sell it, and she's feeling really bad because John got used by the Kingpin. Now she's still seeing the Kingpin as a bad guy. The Kingpin is really still kind of a bad guy. And then we get this great shot here where Misty Knight just, with her mechanical arm, just busts that guy. Crack, right? Bam! Knocks him down. Now, I can believe it. She's got that bionic arm. It is pretty strong. Now, John didn't wolf out, which is a good point. You know, they are in the Ravencroft Institute. You know, there's a lot of things with carnage going on, vampires, Lovecraftian, Cthulhu. A lot of this kind of stuff is going on in this place. And he gets attacked, but he doesn't wolf out. He goes, I didn't want to. So he kind of left himself hanging out there, and he just, I didn't want to. So now we get, here you get a shot of, look at all those beasties. Alright, so we've got vampire-ish, we've got Cthulhu type monsters there with the tentacles, and they're all reporting to whatever that is. And it says, you know, soon my unwanted. Now remember from the one-shots, the unwanted was something in that bunker that they had to crack open, and then they got attacked by all these vampires and had to rush their way back out. So what's in the unwanted, we don't know yet. They rebuilt the whole thing around it, made it better and bigger, but the unwanted thing is still there. And it's kind of creepy. It looks like it's got big dragon wings. It's got a messed up face. It looks like it's melting into goo all over the floor. And that was, I mean, that's a great, again, it's kind of a flat panel, not a lot of dynamics there. But in the punch, there were some good dynamics. So, you know, middle tier, high middle tier art. So Kingpin is determined to run this thing, and they're going to have a conference call. So you got the head of security, you got Norman Osborn, you got John Jameson, and then you got Misty Knight. And they walk into the main conference room. And welcome, my friends. This is, you know, Kingpin at the head of the table. Welcome, my friends. Please take a seat and let me introduce you to the heads of staff. So the heads of staff of the Institute. And you can probably see there, not who you would expect to be the heads of staff of a mental institution for the criminally insane. Taskmaster Tony Masters. Mark Gangon, Scorpion. Dr. Carla Soffit, now Moonstone, probably the only one that actually, I think she was actually a psychiatrist, so that one actually kind of makes sense. But Roderick Kingsley, Hobgoblin? So, and they're like, you know, it's like, yeah, well, the inmates ain't just running this island. They conquered it. And so, wow. A great first issue. And again, the cover is fantastic. I mean, that looks creepy. It looks good. That's not glare on it. That's the colors. They did a great job on it. The art in the book, again, is solid. A lot of good panels, some dynamics, but a lot of it looks a little flat sometimes. But that's okay. It's a little bit dark. Again, it's a criminally insane, so a lot of the dark shading around is good. A lot of questions in here. Who is the secret organization that Misty Knight works for? Why does Kingpin want this thing running when he just, in Daredevil, he just gave up his criminal empire? So what's going on there? I like Freak. I like Blockbuster. Some of the side characters had a little bit of the humor in there. That was great. Norman Osborn, why is he involved? It's something shady's going on, and I just don't know what it is. And again, we saw through the one-shots that something shady had been going on for a long time. So something shady still going on is not surprising. I mean, Essex, Miss Dr. Strange worked there. Sabretooth was an orderly, and they were cutting arms off of Wolverine. So obviously the things that happened there were pretty bad. And then it was built on the land that is sacred to Indians, but a lot of bad stuff happened there. Plus the first Carnage symbiote was there. So it's not the best place that they built to begin with. And then we got this unwanted thing, vampire, Cthulhu monsters all reporting to it. It looks like it's got dragon wings, and it's like gooey. If anybody's played, you know, Dark Souls, the boss at Old New Orlando, or Orlando up at top, where there's like and it drops the arrows. I don't know if anybody plays video games, but that creepy. It looks like that creepy thing. And then again, now we have the new staff, which all happens to be criminals. All were criminals. Only one of them seemed to actually be a psychiatrist of any sort. The others, I mean, Tony Masters ran a training ground. Scorpio did nothing but lose. Hobgoblin, I mean, he really didn't do much but lose. I don't know. I don't know where Frank's going with this, but it's definitely a really good start. I like the creepy. I like the gothic Lovecraftian horror mix here. I think it's going to be a really good story, and I think it's going to be worth the jump on now if you like that kind of stuff. So again, I think it's a recommend. And if you like this review, please like and subscribe. We'll see you next time here in the Long Box.